would be that the German people recognize that the United States has always been on the forefront of trying to promote civil liberties, that we have traditions of due process that we respect, that we have been a consistent partner of yours in the course of the last 70 years. And so occasionally I would like the German people to give us the benefit of the doubt, given our history, as opposed to assuming the worst, assuming that we have been consistently your strong partners and that we share a common set of values.
And still to come on our broadcast tonight, the Consumer Council finds an overall improvement in milk powder supplies. Dolphin rescued with back injuries euthanized. And a special sculpture unveiled in New York for Valentine's Day.
Longines presents the Longines Hong Kong Masters 2015. Lead in tonight at these times on Pearl.
投資先要下功夫。
上海製造喺內地買嘅，
唔一定喺內地先買到上海嘢嘅，好似而家有滬港通，俾投資者喺香港買埋上海上市嘅 A 股。
咁咪有更多投資選擇。
不過滬港通有投資限制，例如投資額度同只限於指定嘅股票，而且兩地股市喺交易結算、法規、費用同稅項都有分別。投資前一定先要了解相關風險啊！
資訊由投資者教育中心提供。
I met a boy named Hugo Cabret. He lived in a train station. Can we fix him?
Of course we can fix him.
Hey, go away! Where did you get this? Why would my key fit into your father's machine?
You've tried to forget the past for so long. Maybe it's time to try and remember.
We could get into trouble. That's how you know it's an adventure.
Sunday, and the Oscar goes to Hugo on Pearl. The time now is 7:47. The time check was brought to you by Seiko.
Welcome back. The Consumer Council has found an overall improvement in the supply of milk powder in districts that face shortages. It's also reported a 5-year high in the number of complaints it received last year. Stephanie Choi reports.
Between late January and early February, the Consumer Council surveyed milk powder shortages in 10 districts, including North Point, Shengshui, Shatin, and Yunlong, ahead of the Lunar New Year. The council looked at more than 200 retailers and found that there has been an overall improvement in the shortage of milk powder compared with last year. Chengquan-o, however, stands out as the only district with shortages in all 4 popular brands the council surveyed. The council noted that prices of milk powder are also within a more reasonable range compared with last year's sky-high prices. But the consumer watchdog said the government probably won't be lifting the 2-can export limit on milk powder anytime soon, as last year's improvement in supply may not be sustainable.
Whether we should consider the abolition of the 2-can limitation, I'm sure the government would take a very serious consideration in this.
The Consumer Council also said it received a 5-year high of more than 31,000 complaints in 2014. At more than 14,000 cases, goods-related complaints were also at a 3-year high. Service-related complaints were about the same as last year at more than 16,000 cases. The 5 most common complaints the Council received were about telecommunication services, telecommunication equipment, travel matters, electrical appliances, and food and entertainment services. The Council added that the complaints against online purchases, which went up by 70% from 2013, indicates a problem that shouldn't be ignored. Stephanie Choi, TVB News.
A Chinese university study has found that both the number of flu-related hospitalizations and the number of deaths among the elderly last month were 5 times higher than previous years. Ronnie Samtani has more.
Last month, 10 patients died from the H3N2 virus at the Prince of Wales Hospital. All of them were aged 65 or above. Academics at the Chinese University of Hong Kong have been studying influenza outbreaks for the past 15 years. They noted that the hospitalization rate as well as the mortality rate this past January were both much higher than compared with previous years.
We think overall the number of people infected, number of people admitted, and number of people die in this year could be very high and could be one of the highest among the last 15 years. Whereas the severeness or the invasiveness of this virus is not that much different from the usual influenza.
Chan estimates that the influenza season will last a few more weeks and will die down when the weather is warmer. Nelson Lee, professor of infectious diseases at the Chinese University, said the use of neuraminidase inhibitors, or NAI, is the most effective treatment to shorten the duration of illness and reduce the risk of death. An example of an NAI is the drug Tamiflu, which is commonly prescribed to H3N2 patients.
It stops the virus particle from its action so that it can't replicate well and it can't be released from cell to promulgate the infection.
Lee added that early treatment is key. He explained that not only will it improve a patient's condition, but it will also reduce the chance of the flu spreading from one person to another. Ronnie Samtani, TVB News.
With approval from the Agricultural and Fisheries Department, Ocean Park experts have euthanized a Chinese white dolphin. It was rescued after being spotted with back injuries off Tai-O last month.
If an animal has no chance of recovery at all, let's say if it's suffering from terminal cancer, then we would know, or in this case from terminal injuries that have affected important organs that are beyond recovery, then you have to consider the welfare of the animal.
Ocean Park said last night the dolphin's condition had seriously deteriorated. The dolphin was spotted last month in Tai-O with cut wounds to its back, believed to be from tour boats that frequent those waters. After consulting experts in the United States, staff from the Agricultural and Fisheries Department rescued the dolphin last Friday and sent it to Ocean Park for treatment. An autopsy will be conducted to try to identify the cause of death. All right, Chris, why don't you cheer us up with sports?
Right, so let's start with some basketball. And San Antonio's fourth quarter rally helped Greg Popovich reach the 1,000-win milestone as the Spurs downed the Indiana Pacers 95-93. Marco Bellinelli's baseline jumper capped the win.